wants to come hang out and go live, you are welcome to. I mean, you might as well. I'm not always going to be paying like the most attention to everything right now, to every single comment or anything, but I'm trying to work on some really annoying stuff here. So, I mean, like I said, if anyone wants to come hang out, you can. So, my video went perfectly fine for about 45 minutes, and then all of a sudden it was like, oh yeah, hi Weezer. Weezer, yeah. Um, then all of a sudden I came back, I went out mode and came back in, and I was like, what? It changed. So it won't let me monetize because, and what in the world? Well, let's just try it, see what happens. So I actually deleted it, which means I have to re-upload the exact same thing because YouTube will tell you what didn't work. Um, but I didn't look at it because I was just annoyed and I'd just come in from mowing, and then I just deleted it right away and didn't think at that moment. So it didn't work very well. Hey, there's someone else out there. What's up? This is going to be the most exciting live stream I've ever done. Really, you guys are just hanging out with me. Like that's basically what this is. I have no agenda other than to re-upload this video. That's all. Oh, what? It doesn't even matter. What? Why am I worrying about what cards are going to be on this? It makes literally no difference. So you guys can see one thing I like about these live streams is you guys can kind of see like the behind the scenes stuff of like what I do with this. I think that's kind of fun. Save. Next. So yeah, there's. Does anyone have anything crazy out there? Hi Kelly, how are you guys doing? Anybody have anything crazy out there that's been happening in your life? Tell me stories in the comments. Howdy, Munch. How you doing? Publish, yes. And this time, just tell me what's wrong. Why did you say it was monetized and it was fine? And then I've never had this happen before. I've never had a video be monetized and then just be like, nope, no, we're not going to monetize you anymore. Like usually it takes some checking, but then once it's been checked, which it was checked when I did it, um, then it'll just come back on and be completely fine be completely monetized for forever. But in this case, it just changed all of a sudden. I recently had one. The I tried new foods at Kings Island had like a 10-second clip of a song. It was like "I Will Survive" or something like that, and that or no, it was "We Are Family." That's it. And so I cut that out. But so like that one's down here, and I can still see the old one. But this one, that was normal. It wasn't a weird one. So anyway, I don't know why it got all weird on me today. YouTube, not cool. Anyway, I'm currently using YouTube to go live, so obviously I'm a hypocrite. Anyone got anything crazy going on in their lives? Or have any questions about, I don't know, whatever? Going to Kings Island for the first time next Thursday from Los Angeles. You think I'll need a fast lane? Ooh. So you're going to be there on Wednesday and Thursday? Okay. There are different ways to look at that. It really depends on um, how valuable your time is while you're there. Like, if you're at Cedar Point, or sorry, if you're at Kings Island for 2 days, you should be able to ride every single ride at least one time, if not more than like more times than that. I'm pretty sure I could ride every single ride there, even on a busy day. Their operations are pretty good, stuff like that. They move you through the lines real fast. But if you are, if this is like a once in a lifetime thing and you're never going to be back at Kings Island again, or at least not anytime soon, then yeah, maybe buying the fast lane isn't that bad of an option. It's one of the cheaper fast lanes too, because people don't need to have it. There is no fast lane plus with it or anything like that. It's just fast lane, so it may be worthwhile to go do. Um, I wouldn't be, like I'm not gonna make that decision for you, obviously. But I think there are pros and cons to it. I think if you can come, once a year, then no, don't worry about it. Yeah, just go ride the rides that you've already done before. But if this is kind of something you don't get to do very often, then yeah, just maybe splurge on one day of fast lanes. What I usually tell people is don't go to fast lane for the first day. Do fast lane the second day if it's at all possible, because then you know what you were able to ride and you know whether or not it seems valuable to you, because you may have like 4 rides that you were like, oh, I really wanted to ride all these things. So um, and then you can get the fast lane on your second day. But if you want like a premium experience where you never have to wait in anything, then yeah, get the fast lane for both days. It just kind of depends on what you think. So, hi Flint, Michigan Gaming. Hi Kelly Ackerman. Not much exciting here. Enjoying the weather and looking forward to the next visits at the beginning of July. I'm very excited for hotter weather at Cedar Point. But the water park is opening. I just looked on the schedule today. It seems way too early for water parks to be opening, but it's going to be open in just another couple days, which I mean makes sense. They do it at the same time every year, but it's just funny. It feels too early. So, what's up? Thanks, Flint, Michigan Gaming. It's good to see you guys. We're just hanging out here, so you're welcome to stay as long or as little as you would like. I've just got to upload a dumb video that decided to stop working for me. Oh, these things make me mad, guys. All right. Now, are you working? Are they done yet? I mean, I feel like it can't be done yet, right? The checks can't be done because you decided to just randomly up and make me not have it, right? I'm confused. Hey, Case Family Vlogs. Hey, it's good to see you guys too. I know we keep running into each other. Haven't been to the park yet, so thank you for the videos. Of course, I love the videos. I do the theme park so that you don't have to, but you want to anyway. So there you go. Thank you for giving me a chance to say my tagline. Guys, I have decided that I am pure cringe, and that is what makes me so cool. So, just so you know, expect more cringe from me. I have not figured out what I want to do when I hit 5K, but it does seem like it might be happening. Feel free to put ideas down in this chat. I mean, honestly, I'll screenshot them right here because I have ideas of things I want to do. So I literally just finished the video, went to leave a comment, and it freaked out and disappeared. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. Uh, and then a premiere like this, it doesn't do as well because so many people have watched the videos. Which I'm not saying go rewatch it, but it's just one of those really annoying things. So it is a fun thing. 5K giveaway, 2 free tickets to any park of their choice. That's interesting. Hi, Mick and me. I love you too. Oh, it's fun to see you guys. It's fun to talk to you guys. All right. Now, why is this happening? This is very annoying. I'm a little bit afraid, guys, that it's gonna just go bad again as soon as I press the public button. But right now, SD and HD are ready to go. It's done a full thing. It's done a full check on it. It says no restrictions. It says restrictions none. But I'm really afraid. I'm gonna screenshot it. I'm really afraid it's just gonna decide. Oh no, we cannot monetize you again. Did I do something bad in this video? I'm, I'm like, what? What happened? Did I talk about something sensitive? Like, it just, what is happening? But we'll see what happens here. All right, so we're gonna complete everything else. Paste. Copy. Also, I used her for clickbait, so here she is, my little puppy. She's so cute. Hey, you want to say hi to everybody? She's very camera shy. She doesn't like to look at the camera. Look, look up there. See? Do you see them? Are you very uncomfortable? You look very uncomfortable. All right, go sit down. Her favorite thing to do is just lay on the couch here with me. That's all she likes to do. Yeah, early park entry this year is kind of weird. Abby, she is a have a shit. She's they call them actually have a shoes, but she's Shih Tzu and have have a knees. Hi, Planner Brittany. Hi, Brad. I don't know who Brad is. Is that your fiance? Anyway, hi, Brad. I don't know who Brad is. Stephanie Crow. Any plans to do Worlds of Fun, Valley Fair, or Michigan? Okay. I'd like to do all of them. I'd literally like to do any single park. Okay. Hi, Brad. Now I know who you are. If I ever see you guys at the parks, which would be really fun, just shout my name or whatever while you're walking past. Um, yes, I am. Well, okay. I would like to do all of those. A lot of that this year is more about, um, I'm trying to start a business with this essentially. So right now, I've never been anywhere near solvent. Well, whistle the theme song. So I'm trying to do better this year. So I'm trying not to, go too many crazy places. I am planning on doing a little bit more of adventuring, and like you guys have already seen, I've already gone to Kennywood this year. And I did Florida this year also. So it's not like I'm not going anywhere, but I'm really trying to be careful about it. So do something a little bit better. So okay, the theme song, I okay, so it happened on a whim in the bathroom when I did the theme song. So it's not necessarily gonna be the way it sounds. It was like, oh my word, I can't even do it right now. Something like that. But it was in this really resonant bathroom, and I just did it on my phone, and it's the only thing left from like it was a flash in the pan moment that actually worked. So it's the only thing left in my videos that I still use that started from the very beginning, from video number one when I was doing Disney content. Um, Okay, eat soup. I have never been to Canada's Wonderland, but I have a friend who is right now, and his name is Given. So you guys should go follow him. You guys know Given Taylor, so go follow him. And he's got some Canada's Wonderland stuff coming for you very soon. I would love to go see it. He just sent me actually his fiance just sent me a picture of the is it Victoria Falls, I think, that's in it, and that It's so pretty. It's just a place that I really want to go visit. I think I'd love to see it. It sounds really, really fun. So, um, yeah, but I don't know. I am not riding the slingshot for 5K, but I will take a snap of that. Since am I still live? That was an accident. I'm sorry, guys. I will take a screenshot of that. Everybody wants me to do the slingshot, and I kind of low key don't like all of you who want me to do that. What an awful ride. Like, you guys are just wanting to see me faint. That's all it is. I'll just go straight up on the live cam. I'll just be like, that guy that's just completely out of it, has no idea what's happening anymore. I don't know. Maybe if I had like 4 drinks right beforehand, I might be able to get into it. I don't know. Want the mecca that is Disney. The park is so saturated with streamers. Cedar Point is so underrepresented, in my opinion, and filled with so much entertainment. It is filled with so much entertainment, and I'd like to do more streaming there. That's kind of my idea for this year now. I'm noticing that people are enjoying the live streams, so we'll probably plan to do more live streaming. That's not the only thing that I'm going to be doing. Of course, I have my vlogs and stuff like that. But in the middle of the vlogs, when there's downtime or when I go out on the beach or things like that, I'll probably do some live streaming at Cedar Point just because it's kind of fun. So we'll see. We'll see what all we can do with that. I do need to add my thumbnail. And then we're going to set this to go live right now. And we're going to see if anyone wants to watch. And then we're going to see on top of that if it... Oh, there are restrictions already. Shoot. Okay, never mind. Private. I don't know why. It's showing it as nothing until right when I press live. And that's very frustrating. So, okay, learn more. It'll show me where I need to do it. 17, 30 seconds?
Fact, I'm starting to do some live streams in the downtime of our vlog.
Oh, no!
So if you guys would like to get in on the action of those live streams, they are posted on my channel.
It's like the whole section where I talk about live streaming. Wonderful. I guess you guys don't need to know because you're already doing it. All right. Let's see. What have you guys said? I'm sorry. Will you ride Slingshot if this video gets 1 million views? Oh, why? Phantasmic Chronicles. I think most theme park streamers want the Mac. Oh yeah, you already said that. What's your favorite coaster? My favorite coaster. I I think out of anything that I've ever ridden, I don't like have a list. I like variety, so I don't really have a favorite. My favorite changes all the time over time. But I haven't ridden this one very often, and it's still very behemoth in my imagination, I guess. And it's Fury 325. My time at Carowinds last year was really really fun, and that treble clef that they have, that thing just blew me away. But there were also multiple moments when you're pretty low to the ground, but you're also at an angle and kind of getting some airtime going over like the walkways at the front of Carowinds. And that was a blast. All of those were really a blast. Like, there's so much power on that ride. So that was really fun. It was a little bit scary, but yeah, it was really fun at the same time. Felt kind of like I was gonna fall out of it. Do you get motion sickness at all? No, I don't get motion sickness. Um, at least not on coasters. There are some things where, like with really spinny rides, I'm not a big fan of that. But it more has to do with height that I'm like scared of. Would you ever do a tour of the West Coast parks? And if so, would you let me say hi, even after I admit that I have a little bit of a crush on you? Sorry, you did say this video is going to be a bit cringe. Well, I have no idea who you are whatsoever, but I'm not mad about it. And yeah, I mean, I definitely say hi. I don't know uh, exactly what I would plan on doing or when I plan on being out in the West Coast. I would love to be out in the West Coast. That is a dream of mine to go on out there. And I just saw, so I just saw Mammoth Club do Knott's Berry Farm. That's another dream. Of course, I love all the Disney parks. I love the Universal parks, SeaWorld, all the things I hit down in Florida, I would love to hit also in California. That would, again, be a dream of mine. But I'm also not like an expert on those at all. Like, at least with Disney, I've been there multiple times. I I really have loved Disney for a very, very long time. So it's a little bit easier for me to figure out like how to do things there than it is at Disneyland because I don't really have a ton of frame of reference for it. I went there once in college, and that's I think all. I think that's all I've ever been to Disneyland. So yeah, it's not been a lot of times I've been there, so it's a little bit different for me with that. Okay, let's see. Fury's my favorite gig. Fury's just totally solid. Absolutely. Uh, taste what or taste? Post your favorite just coaster. It doesn't have to be a giga, but post your favorite coaster down in the comments. I'd love to hear what you guys say or see what you guys say down there. Yep, it stopped working. Kind of cool because it stopped being monetized, and that is currently what I'm trying to figure out. So yeah, it's not good. I actually have figured out the part, and it's the part where I talk about these live streams, which I don't really want to get rid of, but it looks like I'm gonna have to, unfortunately. So we can talk about it another time, I suppose. It's just the music. The music gets playing real loud, and usually if I'm talking over the music, it's not a problem, but it was a problem. So, it's Cosmic Rewind as spinny as Wild Mouse. Actually, I feel like it might have been, but Cosmic Rewind is a planned spinny. So yes, it does spin a lot, but also it spins like into the turns. So when you spin, you're already turning, and then you spin around this way. So if you're going this way already, but instead your your chair moves this way. You don't really feel the spin in the same way because you're able kind of to look at a focal point throughout the entire time. It's kind of the equivalent of like ice skaters when they're spinning like really, 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 really fast, and they just do this the whole time because they're looking at whatever the one object is that they can see, and then they follow that around, and then they do the same thing again. It's the same thing as that kind of. So Cosmic Rewind wasn't that bad. Um, Finally had food at Cedar Point that was legitimately good. The margarita pizza flatbread and the Grand Pavilion. Is that one of the snacks that they have at the Grand Pavilion? Because I haven't seen that one, but I think I do remember seeing flatbread pizzas on the menu at that little snack station. So that's cool. That's cool. I think that would be really fun. I love Big Hills. I do too. I actually like the Millennium Force Big Hills the best because they're like floater time. You get up to the top and you feel like you could like, without even a seatbelt, you could just stand up and then sit back down, and you would never actually fly out the coaster. I do not recommend, like, that's not me saying ever do that in any possible setting. But that, and like, it feels like that would be a possibility and you wouldn't die. So I do think that's fun. Yes, it is a snack. Highly recommend trying it. I would love to, but I am trying to get as much possible money and meals out of my meal plan as I possibly can. But at some point, I'm sure I will go find some snacks. Yeah, so we'll see. Your very first CP visit is in a few weeks. Well, that's really fun. Yeah, I'm excited for you. A 10-10 shoe? 10-10 shoe? Um, I think that would be really fun. I'm excited for you to go, and I hope the videos are helpful for you. I mean that's why they're here. I'm trying to front load this season with all kinds of like tips and tricks videos and then get more into like full longer vlogs. I mean, they're still there too. I have one coming up that I'm just gonna title "This Vlog Is a Mess" because it was a horrible, a horrible mess of a day. I got to do some stuff. It just was a mess of a day. Um, let's see, anyone else here? What do you think the best times to go on Steel Vengeance and Maverick at Cedar Point? I'm going on Friday, but I can never catch the right times. Uh, okay, so let's just be really, really honest here. There are no good times to hit Maverick or Steel Vengeance. That that's not really true. Sometimes there are, and there's just random times. You know, like if it goes down, then hanging out in that area and waiting for it to come back up is really good because you can get on real fast if it goes down real fast because everyone will leave the line, which is awesome then, you know. But I don't ever encourage people just to waste their time. So, you know, if you have a few flat rides or if you wanted to hit Mine Train or things like that, then hanging out in that area is good and you might just catch it, which is awesome. But it's not so great like in the morning unless you're like the first person back there. It's really hard to get a good time back there on Maverick. With early park entry, you can walk back to one of the bigger rides, so that may be a good time to do it. But I keep getting distracted. I need to get rid of 732 to 808. But yeah, there really aren't good times. So my real recommendation for that for anything regarding not Millennium, Steel Vengeance or Maverick is I would recommend that you ride other smaller rides first. That's always my recommendation. The smaller rides are gonna give you like a leg up. So maybe you can go hit Millennium Force before it's an hour long line, and you can hit that early on in the morning as the very first thing starting at 10 o'clock. Or maybe you can go hit Maverick before it gets its 35-minute line, and you can ride it at a complete walk on. So then you're making up the time that you're gonna inevitably have to wait in line for Maverick and Steel Vengeance later. I don't plan to hit Maverick and Steel Vengeance at low wait times. I usually plan for the hour and a half wait that it's probably going to be for me. I don't love that, of course, and of course, if I can find something shorter, then I take it. But that just isn't very frequent that happens. So I usually plan for longer waits on both of those rides, and usually also on Valraven, because Valraven will keep really long lines until the very end of the night also. Now, another option with those, of course, is to hit them, the last second of the night, and then you don't have to waste time during your day to hit one of those bigger lines. So let's say you can hit Maverick at maybe a shorter wait, and you can hit Valraven at maybe a shorter wait. Well, then just go to the Steel Vengeance for the very last minute of the day. Of course, you risk that it could, close down early, things like that due to technical difficulties, but that often works for me. Sorry, I just rambled for a really long time. You get me talking about coasters, and I'll talk for forever. So sorry, guys. It's a good amount of food for a snack. You were full from the turkey meal. You'll definitely be full from this. Yeah, they did look like nice snacks. I wish they were full meals though. Like I wish I could use my meal plan for it. There were some snack. I haven't done the snack plan though, but I think that looks kind of like a fun thing to see also. So, anyway, yeah. All right, let's see now. We've got 1731 to 8 something. Okay. I think if I just get rid of
As
this.
a matter of fact, I'm starting to do some live streams in the downtime of our vlogs. So if you guys would like to get in on the action of those live streams, they are posted on my channel. And I'll probably end up making some playlists specifically for them so that you guys can really check them out. But I'm going to have...
We just won't use any of that. Unfortunately.
Become a member of the channel, or you
now
can
this live stream
also
is going to be
drop super chats
demonetized
to make
too.
sure I see what you're gonna say. I love talking with you guys.
Hi, did he do that? I'm doing well.
Become a member
I
of
just
the
have
channel,
a bad video that came on, so I'm trying to
also
figure it
drop
out right
super
now.
chats to make sure that I see what you're gonna say. I love talking with you guys. Become a member of the channel. You do, you know. Or
We just won't
we
do
did our
any of
very
that.
first one. We had, I think it was like
And we won't do any of that either. There's no reason
my
for it.
community tab, and possibly also.
So
No,
basically, if you guys want to be a part of some of these live streams, watch my community tab, because usually I'll just plan them, but also sometimes it'll just be random and you guys can show up for this. Like, I'll give more warning for the live streams in the park, and plan that day or that evening or whatever, we can do that. So,
Gemini also is closed.
okay, so that's just where we're gonna end it. That should be fine. Well, we're gonna redo it. Save. All right. So, oh, whoa. Yeah. So anyway, does anyone else have any more questions or anything that they just want to talk? Yes, it is behind the scenes editing. Unfortunately, it's already been entirely edited. It's just I had to completely redo it all because it was monetized and then I pressed go and then it was demonetized like immediately. Apparently because of a song where I was talking over the song even, but I've actually never had that happen before. I've never had it be that sensitive before. So whatever, it's fine. It's YouTube and that's part of the headaches of it. I have never tried an Airbnb in Sandusky. No. The only thing I've done a bed and breakfast on Put-in Bay, and that was really fun. And it was like a cool old Victorian-ish house, really pretty. That was fun. I liked that a lot. But it wasn't anything that was too. Yeah, it wasn't actually an Airbnb though. So I do have a friend who owns lots of Airbnbs. She's actually on Instagram, and she's called the Airbnb Queen on Instagram. She's actually really good at what she does with it, but she talks about all kinds of like how to own Airbnbs and all that kind of stuff. I think that'd be really fun to own an Airbnb, but I've never done it. I have visited the Sandusky Mire. Yes, I want to know where you're going with that. I went yesterday thinking it might be slower, and there were 84 million school groups. Oh, really? I never thought about that on a Monday. I guess it's the end of the year. You know, like right now, everything's wrapping up so much. Like, I'm still teaching my kids, but I'm trying to do it all through like game stuff that's going to really keep them engaged and have them really have fun with it. Like, today I had them try to figure out on our xylophones, not all the kids, but the older kids, try to figure out a song on the xylophone. And that was really fun. So, yeah. Planet Brittany, yay. I'm confused, Planet Brittany. Do you work at the Sandusky Mire? Are you at the Sandusky Mire a lot? Like, what? I really only went one time to the Sandusky Mire, and it was because my brother and I had gone to. Actually, it's tied in with the Airbnb. I went to. I am the Mire. What? I'm finding you quite hilarious right now. Average Kiggle, hi. How are you doing? Anyway, my brother went to Put-in Bay with me, and then we got totally caught in the rain, like really bad, after our day at Cedar Point after Put-in Bay. And we were just drenched to the core. Like, we rode Corkscrew, and I couldn't see anything on Corkscrew at all because it was so, like, it was such huge tracts of land, such huge, massive drops. And so anyway, we got completely drenched, and then we went to the Mire really fast to grab food, to grab clothes on the way home. I think he needed to buy some clothes. I had some clothes. I don't know what all happened, but we had to go out there. So shop at the new one in Canton. Now my wife loves it, and so do I. I see. Okay, gotcha. I was thinking it's shot at the new one, and I was confused by that. Well, I think things might be wrapping up a little bit here. I'm still, trying to get this thing to. Please don't tell me I don't have any space on my computer left. Yeah, I have plenty. That's fine. This thing is moving real slow. It only says 6 minutes, though. It's fine. It'll happen. But yeah, I mean, if you guys want to keep hanging out, you're welcome to. Of course, I'll probably end it once I actually upload here. So if you have any more questions, you're welcome to, or whatever. I don't know. I'm just here. This is just a totally random thing. It has nothing to do with it. You guys are just entertaining me, I guess. Here. Slash, I will entertain you with your questions. Whatever. I don't know. Do you guys like these behind the scenes looks into things? Do you like to hang out on live stream? Do you prefer just having stuff, in the parks? Or what do you guys think? I was literally just looking for my phone. It's right here. You guys are the phone. I was looking all around for it, like, where did it go? I have no idea what happened. Good evening from Fruitport, Michigan. Hi, Tim. How are you doing? You like these? Okay, cool. I'm glad you like these. I think it's kind of fun to have just kind of a low key hangout time, so I don't mind that at all. Alright. Gotta get on. Get this info all copied and pasted. Create. It is not monetized. Okay, there we go. Ineligible copyright. Man, that is annoying. I enjoy this Zalman. What's the red thing on the table? Well, I don't know. It's probably embarrassing. No, it's just, it is kind of embarrassing. This has been here for a very long time, and I just haven't thrown it out. It's just a Revitalift triple power overnight mask, and I just haven't thrown it out yet. How hard is it to use the turnpike from Indiana to Cedar Point? Not bad. I use the turnpike every time, pretty much. It's $4. So yeah, nothing like it's not like cheap or anything, but it goes real fast. It's all I have to do to get there is I hop onto Highway 24, um, which is really close to where my parents live anyway. So I hop on Highway 24, which is also a brand new uh, highway, like full highway. It used to just be 2 lanes, and it was a lot more tedious to get where you need to go. But yeah, so I just hop on that, and then I'm able to go. So um, I go straight up to Toledo, and then I take their little highway around, and then I hop on the toll road from there. And it's really fast with that, so it's nice. Um, I see you at Cedar Point on both days, Sunday and Saturday. I got on Carowinds. Okay. Okay. Yep. You'll be in one of these videos then sometime soon here. Did you get that red thing at Cedar Point? No, I did not. I got it from Walmart or something. Oh. Alright. Did it work? Are we done? We're not done yet. Still has 1 minute. I am planning and working on a blooper reel that is kind of a behind the scenes look of the, dumb things I say. The funny thing is, you guys get to see the dumb things I say right here. So, was it from Meyer? Don't lie. No, it was from Walmart. I'm sorry. It was from your competition. Since you are Meyer. I will tell you though, low key, I'd rather shop at Meyer than I would at Walmart, like any day. You need to come to Michigan Adventure. Okay, yeah. Someone asked about Michigan Adventure earlier. I would, I would love to go to Michigan Adventure. I'd love to be there a lot. Um, but um, I, I'd like to go visit my grandma up there. But the Michigan demographic, I guess, is really not a demographic that I like need to expand into. Like Michigan is Cedar Point country. People do like Michigan Adventure there still, but it's Cedar Point country. So I am trying to be smart about where I kind of expand into. Where I'd really like to go is more southern Indiana. For this year potentially, like I'd like to hit Kentucky Kingdom. I'd like to hit Holiday World and stuff. Some of those. Um, Going to Michigan Adventure would kind of be redundant for me in a lot of ways, um, which obviously I'm willing to do. I go to Cedar Point all the time, but that's really the thing that sells. That people really are wanting to know as much as they can about Cedar Point. Um, but going to Kings or but yeah, going more southern, Kings Island I guess would kind of fit that also, but especially it Holiday World would be pretty fun too. If I could bring back one Cedar Point ride, what would it be? Uh, would have to be the indoor coaster, Disaster Transport. I liked that a lot. I would want it to be done like a million times better than what it was done, but I would love that. So as soon as I run into you, we're having a beer on me. Hey, I'm never against someone buying me a beer, unless it's like the very end of the night before I leave. But I'm never against that. Do you prefer any certain hotel or hotels when you're staying in Sandusky for more than one day? I do. Trying to think what the best answer would be. I don't like them in Sandusky. I like them on Port Clinton. There's that Island Hotel in Port Clinton. Go to that. Like, it's amazing. And every time I've stayed there, it's been like $100 and something. It's not been horribly expensive at all. It's beautiful. It's an old historic building. Um, Down the area is really nice, and it's steps away from the Jet Express. So if you didn't even want to take your car to Cedar Point, you could do it that way. I Probably not from there, unless you just want to island hop across, which I have a whole video of me doing that. But it is a really fun place, so definitely I like that a lot. Have you ever been to the Eastern? Okay, no, I haven't been to the Eastern PA parks, and it makes me mad. I lived there for a long time. I did my internship in college in Pennsylvania, in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. Basically, like it was like a little suburb of Bethlehem. Which Bethlehem is already a suburb of Allentown, but anyway, they're all connected in that area. But anyway, it was a little tiny. It was Cherryville, Pennsylvania, where I spent my time, and right there is Dorney Park. And also, I went to uh, a whole bunch of other places too. Um, I went at that point. I went and visited a couple of Philadelphia cities. I went to New York City. I was engaged at the time, but I did a whole bunch of different things. So why did I not go an hour away to go to Hershey? Like I should have done that a million times, and I also should have gone to Dorney Park a million times. I did go to Kennywood around that time. It might have been in high school though when I went there, but yeah. So yeah. Hotel Breakers or Breakers Express. I'm assuming you're either asking me about them or asking me to decide one or over the other. Um, First of all, Hotel Breakers is far superior to Breakers Express, despite what I said last year at the beginning of the year. Because I went to Breakers Express and I was like, this is just as nice. Which the rooms by themselves, some of them probably are somewhat comparable, but the room I stayed in the Rotunda was absolutely beautiful at Hotel Breakers. Um, but it's horribly expensive. So I wouldn't really, encourage everyone to ride that. It's a fun place, I guess, but or I wouldn't encourage everybody to do that. But anyway, it's a nice place to stay. It's just too much, I think. And I think you can find other places that are maybe a bit more worthwhile. So, what are your thoughts on the SeaWorld stand-up coaster? Pipeline? Is it called Pipeline? I was pretty meh on it. I haven't, just the way the seats are. Okay, so anything stand up ever since Mantis. I was trying to think of what Rude Roo used to be called. Anything stand up ever since Mantis makes me go, that it gives me some serious cause to give some side eye. I'm not a big fan of that, um, but it it looks cool because I like experience coasters. Like most of the rides that I like, even down to Steel Vengeance and Maverick, those feel like you're riding a bucking bronco, and they give you like they deliver on that experience. You have Gatekeeper and Valraven; those feel like your birds, and again, they deliver on that experience. So yeah, I don't like. Um, I like it when rides give you that kind of a feel. And this one feels like you're surfing, or at least that's what it looks like it feels. I haven't done it yet, so I have no idea whether it's good, whether the experience is decent or not. Um, but yeah. Uh, but here's the real problem with any stand up coaster is, especially as a guy, it feels like it has your junk in a vice, and it's awful. So I was not a fan of those at all, and I remember feeling like it really hurt. Yes, Brad, you're right. It has the redundant harnesses, or it had the redundant harnesses, but yeah, not a big one. So, but yeah, not a big fan of it still. What would you think of Cedar Point ever getting a coaster that goes backwards? Have you ever been on a coaster? I hate coasters that go backwards. Even down to. I'm sorry. I don't give you guys. I don't mince words with you guys. I'm sorry. um, uh, Even down to at Disney World, Expedition Everest. It scares me. I don't like going backwards. It's very intense, and I can't tell where I'm going. Although I might do a blindfold challenge or something like it, maybe some blacked out glasses, something like that. I'm looking at options right now. But yeah, I so I might do something like that just for fun, like blacking out my lenses and then riding rides without any kind of sight at all. But anyway, I I think it's fun to do some of these things, but um, yeah, going backwards it can be a thrill for a minute. But any ride that I go backwards on, the second that I'm going backwards, it scares me half to death. So, any rides at CP that you think should go? I any rides at CP that I think should. Okay, so the easy one for me is Corkscrew, but it also is too historic, I think, to go. At least at this point. So yeah, I yeah, I don't think that one could go. It could maybe go. The chat. I don't know if you guys know this, but I'm like super ADD. I'm sure you can tell anyway. But whenever I see new chats come in, I always get like super distracted by them. Oh, What were we talking about? Any rides that you think should go? Uh, maybe, maybe Mine Ride. Maybe Cedar Creek Mine Ride. But even that, I would be sad to see it go. Like, I think that's kind of the quintessential family ride. So I wish it was a 42 incher so that it was more of a family ride. If they took that exact same ride and they like GCI'd it and they made it, just their quintessential wood coaster, but like nicer and smoother, um, I would love that 100%. That would be really, really fun. Um, let's see. So, Zalman, if the seats flex and they go up and down, does it feel better with that or does it not? Because I've been concerned about what that would be like. It did look really cool when I was there at over like the winter months, uh, basically Christmas. Was that really fun? So or it looked really beautiful. It looked really cool. So yeah. Daniel, I can say slingshot. What are you? Oh, I can get rid of slingshot. I can get rid of slingshot. Yes, I want to get rid of slingshot. I'd give you that. Okay. See, Hagrid's is one that I'd really like to ride, and yeah, you're right. It does the backwards stuff. Uh, it, it, a lot of rides will do a little bit of backwards now, and it's becoming like a big trend. I am not saying I'm unwilling to ride them, and I might even like a ride that does some backwards stuff. But that's also part of the reason why, like, I didn't like Wicked Twister was because it went backwards for part of the time, and then it went up, and you're hanging there, and there's just I'm experiencing past trauma by talking about it. Don't love that ride. Um, what do you think will be your favorite live entertainment show this summer? I'm very excited for the summer bration. Absolutely cannot wait. But it does seem like they're not really doing anything new other than the summer bration. So we'll see what my favorite is. But I'm also expecting, I'm not sure if it's going to be true or not. But I'm wondering if they're just going to do their little uh, uh, the same Halloween Weekends show that they did for Leslie Lills this year also. So they'll be doing uh, the the murder mystery show. I'm wondering if they're going to be doing that, and I would love to see that back. I'm not upset about that in any way. I'm very excited for that. I'm also really excited for Come See About Me. So all of those are going to be cool, but Summer Bration is going to be like a new experience without it being entirely like. I think it's going to be pretty similar to the last like 3 years that they've done. But I think basically they kind of have a rotation where they change out a new show every couple years. At least that's what it seems like they've done post pandemic anyway. So I've not been on it either. Just relaying what I know made me interested. What is V's favorite ride? Also, I had the same reaction as V in my Wild Mouse ride. um, well, the I think her favorite. It's not been open recently. It's Gemini. She talks about Gemini constantly, and then she also really likes uh, the Mine Ride also. Um, but she also enjoys lots of little rides. She's not a big fan of the big rides, but anything smaller and spinny, she's a huge fan of. Have you ever seen and do you miss Cedar Point's Summer Spectacular Laser Light Show? I did see that years ago. I mean, I was in high school, and I remember being kind of bored by it. I don't. I I don't remember what they did with it though, and I don't remember if I was right there for it or if I was like I think we were kind of far back, so I don't even remember if there were live dancers or actors or singers or anything like that. I can picture exactly, the way the stage used to be set up over there by the railroad. But yeah, things have changed a lot since then. And also, I just was very like live entertainment is stupid, you know, because I was a dumb teenager. Even though I was in show choir, like I should have been real into it all, but I just wasn't because I was a stupid teenager and everything's not cool, you know, like no matter what, as a teenager, everything's not cool. So, um, at least it wasn't cool to me. Like I just felt like I had to be cool by acting like everything was stupid. So I didn't get into that very well. But as I came back as an adult, I love the live entertainment stuff, and that's really probably my favorite part of any Cedar Point stuff. So, food and drink options at the Cedar Point Grand, it's amazing, all of it. It's so good. I haven't tried everything, obviously. I did try recently. This will be in one of the videos now that I'm currently editing, but okay. Why does this one say copyright? Oh, because I copied it. Okay, that's fine. Sorry, guys. I'm now uploading. Everything is now done, so now I am uploading, and I've got a how to use your early park entry time. Is this the right one? Yeah, I suppose it would be 3105. I think that's right. What was the old one? Like 32. Okay, cool. Sorry, guys. This is my moment to, to go entirely ADD. How to use your early park entry time. Make sure it is the right one. Send it in here. There we go. Next. Monetization on. Next. None of the above. Submit. Next. Add an end screen. Add another end screen. I don't know why you wouldn't do that. Channel, sure. Oh no, that should already be on there. Video. Sure, that's fine. Save. Add cards. Video. Work. Has to be terribly exciting to you guys, I'm sure. I'll be back in just a second. It takes a lot of clicks. It doesn't take a lot of work. It just takes a lot of clicks to get this all done. To get a video up and live. Video, sure. Let's do. Sure, that'll work. Okay. So. All right, there we go. I gained people there. All right. We're just gonna go back and see what you guys have to say. How do you like food and drink? Okay, yeah, food and drink options. I love them. There was one with prosecco in it that I didn't love so much. That one was kind of. It's just not my thing because I'm not a big champagne drinker. So having that champagne drink was not one of my favorite things. Can't wait for the live shows to get rolling. Me too. Preach to the choir. I love it. I love Live E. I wish it was ready from day one, but obviously, like I understand some things. You know, like They can't do that for every single season. I tried the pork loin, the hand breaded tenders, roasted turkey, the red potatoes at the Grand Pavilion, and all were excellent. Yeah, the red potatoes were fantastic. They were so good. I just wish they offered gravy or au juice for the turkey. Uh, yeah, I could see that, but I really liked the turkey by itself anyway. So, um, do you still have to pay $10 for a 20-ounce bottle of water, or is that more by now? 20-ounce bottles of water were $10 back in the 90s. You know, I'm not sure how big the waters are. I know you can get free water though, so that's what I do because I'm a cheapo. Uh, Magnum hurts, but it's fun. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Magnum. It's really truly not one of my favorites. But again, it's one of those where I I can't say in good conscience get rid of Magnum. Just like I can't say in good conscience get rid of Corkscrew. Like Corkscrew was the first like coaster with three loops in it. I guess maybe not the first, but it was the first corkscrew where they did the full loop, and then it was like that was the beginning of the coaster wars essentially. Like, oh, first we have this one coaster or this one corkscrew coaster at another park. I don't remember where right now. And then there was this one that added one normal loop and then, well, one vertical loop and then one hill and then one, two corkscrew loops. And it's just fun. It's iconic. It's really fun to watch as they go over you. I love all of that. So it's hard for me to say, no, we got to get rid of that. Just like I couldn't say, no, get rid of Magnum either, even though it is Millennium Force only beats the shit out of you. Have you ever tried to stay in the cabins at Lighthouse Point? I have not. No, I'm sorry. I would love to do it, but it is extremely expensive, so it's not a place where I've tried to stay yet. Um, if you stay off the wheels on Magnum, you'll be okay. Can't believe I haven't run into you or given. Hey, someday it'll happen. Magnum was the coaster that started the coaster wars. Yeah, you're right. Magnum definitely was the coaster that started the coaster wars. But there's like preamble to it, where you start seeing people, fighting a bit more. Like it's the same thing with Gemini too. Gemini was the tallest, but was it really the tallest? No, it really wasn't the tallest at the time. But Cedar Point called it the tallest because they were in a war with another park that also had something else come out just a little bit earlier, and it had a shorter drop, but it was a taller coaster. Just there's a lot of little preamble to it, to the Coaster Wars. So the preamble, I would say, includes also Corkscrew. Will you be doing any videos at Cedar Point Shores Water Park this season? I will. And this year, I've heard from several people that Cedar Point Shores, they don't really know where everything is, and they'd like to know which coasters or which rides are where. So I'm not a huge rider of the slides and stuff, but we can start talking about every single part of the water park and where you actually can go and all that kind of stuff. And I'll try to make it as straightforward as possible so that everyone kind of gets an idea of whatever it is that they want. So, um, I've heard that Maverick ended the Coaster Wars. I mean, did Maverick end the Coaster Wars? Because it wasn't taller or anything like that. It was the steepest, like it had the steepest at the time. And I do remember hearing all about that. But really, I would say Top Thrill Dragster and really more so Kingda Ka ended the Coaster Wars. Because eventually you get tall enough that unless they put you in an enclosed capsule, like you're gonna be looking like Woody on Toy Story with like your mouth just like the whole way through. Like it eventually becomes dangerous to go too fast. So Gemini was the tallest when it was opened in 1978. Yes, that's the official word from Cedar Point. But look it up. There's a little bit more to the story than that, and there's a bit of controversy. Um, I a rider of the I. So maybe are you saying I'm a rider of the Summit Bar? I'm confused. Cedar Point lover. Have you ever been to Busch Gardens, Williamsburg? I have, years ago. And they had like their first vertical drop. I'm going to call it a vertical drop coaster because that's what they call it on Roller Coaster Tycoon. And that's my frame of reference. But anyway, so it hung you at the top like Val Raven and then would go around. I rode that, and there were so many vertical G's I kind of grayed out on it. But my family would not go, so I was like, I'm going to stand in this line, and I'm going to ride it. You call me when it's done. I think they just watched me ride it, but it was fun. I loved it, but they all were like, no, no, I'm not going to ride that. I thought it was a blast. Okay. Okay, it is checking 35 minutes in. Okay. Gotta make sure I'm looking at the right video. Okay, still checking. I can add a thumbnail now. I've got to reorganize uh, my homepage on YouTube. Right now, it's still set up for like the planning season, and now it needs to be the like going to Cedar Point season and what all there is to do there, stuff like that. Still checking at 43%. At least it's showing me that this time. We'll see if it. I think it thinks I'm sus now. All right. Let's see. Top Thrill Dragster will reclaim the height record in 2024. Cedar Point will once again be the park with the world's tallest roller coaster. I think that's possible, but I'm not. I'm not, sticking to that right away. I will see what happens. I think they'd be really likely to. Yes, they were up in the air today on the crane, and people are saying they're going to be tearing like all of that track down. I can't imagine they would possibly do that unless it's just cheaper to keep the you know like supports up. I don't know. I'm very uncertain about that. But I'm not, you know, obviously all kinds of things can happen. So I'm never going to be like, yeah, no, it's completely out of the realm of all possibilities. Like Cedar Point could do pretty much anything. Um, what are the thoughts on the staffing levels at Cedar Point this season? Does it seem better than the last few seasons? It's definitely better than pandemic times. Definitely better than that. And they haven't gotten all of their like foreign exchange students in yet, so that will be changing things when people come into work from other countries. So that's definitely a good thing. They've been really lacking, I think, on food, which is a frustration to me, especially considering that a lot of places are closed. You've heard me harp on that before. We don't need to get into it again. But yeah, so not a yeah. Anyway, though, it's not been terrible. There have been several rides that have yet to open, like Gemini has yet to open. From what I understand, oh, that may not be true. I did see it open. It wasn't open for opening day, so maybe that's not so bad. But yeah, we'll see. What's next if they start dismantling the top hat? If they start dismantling the top hat, they are just gonna rebuild it. I'm I'm very much an Occam's razor guy on this. Like they don't they're not gonna do something crazy like have an inverted loop or make it like way taller or anything like that. Like I could see them maybe making it like 10 feet taller, maybe. But even then, they've had so many issues with it in the past. I can't imagine that. The only thing I can think maybe if they're redoing it is now Intamin has this uh, ride system where you could be, I think it's Intamin anyway, pretty sure it is, where like partway up a vertical hill, you could actually like basically stop and then be pushed further up the hill again. I could see them maybe adding something like that, some sort of a factor like that to it. It would scare the crap out of me. That sounds awful to hang there, even sitting in a seat. Just sounds absolutely horrible. But at least to me, it does. I'm sure there are a lot of people who would be like, "That would be awesome," but yeah, I'm just not a big fan. So unfortunately, I still haven't seen the performers that are in the new boardwalk area. So maybe that's my next like thing that I need to do. Maybe I really need to spend time just hanging out there because I still haven't seen them, and I've wanted to, and I've looked around for them. I just haven't ever walked past when there's been a performer. So I'm not sure when they perform. Um, so we know power on the peninsula is a problem. How do you think Cedar Point will operate car chargers like Walt Disney World does? I don't know. Are you talking about for electric cars? I'm not entirely sure what that would be. Um, I don't have an electric car, so I'm not really worried about it. I guess, unless there's something else. So yeah, elaborate. I guess. Those dragster supports and track are 20 years old. Just how much track, if any, do you think they may replace? Well, I mean, that's the thing. Like it was still made to last more than 20 years. The only reason why they have to get rid of it is because of an accident that they had. Um, so I don't know though. I have heard that Intamin has certain like new ways for the track to look and for the track to feel. So I don't know what they would do with that. I'm also not sure about as far as EVs go. I'm not sure what they would do. Um, I'm always amazed, like even as far as water goes and water pressure and all that kind of stuff. Like Cedar Point has a ton of issues that they have to contend with on a daily basis from workers or not having a huge metropolitan area around to support the workers that they need um, to just there's just so many things that they have to their electricity, to their water pressure, to their all that kind of stuff. um, Seeing the behind the scenes stuff for Winter Chill Out was amazing, and it really sheds light on how hard the job of running Cedar Point is. It does give me like there's a lot of reasons why when I'm criticizing Cedar Point, yes, I do think they deserve to be criticized for certain things here or there. And criticizing doesn't always mean negative either. It's just me critiquing what the product is that they let out. But when I do that, I also always have a great deal of respect for the people running it. Even like Tony, who I'm probably his biggest critic, I wouldn't say I'm his biggest critic by any means. I'm probably, when I criticize people, I probably criticize him the most. I still am looking at that going, I mean, I couldn't do the job. Like he's pretty incredible with what he does. So, and the amount of things that he has to juggle on an absolute hourly basis is just insanity. I could never do it, and I certainly don't envy the position. Like so it's pretty crazy, and it's just not something that I am going to like really truly have any kind of beef with anybody. Like I I appreciate what they do because it's pretty crazy. Do you think Adventure Point will open at Kings Island? What? Well, I read that. Do you think Adventure Point will open at Kings Island? And I have no idea. They seem to be taking their precious time with it, which is very confusing to me. Um, but it seems like you'd want to start out the year and just be so excited. So, but anyway, it's crazy. So, anyway, we'll see if they start. California passed 20% of new vehicles being EVs. It'll eventually make it to Ohio and Indiana. Yeah, probably. You're probably right about that. Ohio and Indiana are usually one of the last to do that kind of thing. So we'll see if that kind of stuff happens. They'll have to figure it out eventually, and whatever it is that they have to do, they'll have to do it. Um, I will say, I think Cedar Point, especially Cedar Fair, carries a vast amount of weight with it, especially regarding Cedar or especially regarding Ohio politics. So I think they're pretty able to do some like um, advocating for themselves on some of those things. So we'll see what actually happens with it. Um, Hope they continue Thursdays. I believe it's already on the schedule that they're doing Thursdays for Halloween weekends. So you might want to look that up. But yeah, I think they're already doing it. I'm glad that's been something that they've found success with. And I mean, this year, for right now, they're doing uh, Thursdays, Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays, and then Mondays also. So I love that they have that many. They only have 2 days off at the very beginning of the year. So that is something I cannot find fault with Cedar Point in doing. I'm so glad that they're trying to really give fans and especially more local people ability to actually go to Cedar Point a lot. So that's pretty cool. Let's see. Let's see. What was it? Okay. You were saying earlier if you could have boat, a ride brought back to bring back disaster transport. How about bringing back cheese on a stick around Cedar Point? Don't they still have cheese on a stick? They have those hot dogs and cheese on a stick menus. So I think they still have it, don't they? Am I wrong about that? Let me know. I just did like a food review and I saw some cheese on stick stuff with that. So, hope they continue Thursday. Oh yeah, we already talked about that. It would be cool to start putting some chargers in the parking lot. Yeah, I mean, yeah, but I also would wonder if they would ever expand their parking lot onto the mainland a little bit more and then offer some sort of transportation. Um, but I don't know. There's a lot of challenges with that, so I don't know if that's what they would do. But anyway, there are different options of things that they could potentially do eventually. The boat ride must not open till Memorial Day. Yeah, I don't think it does open till Memorial Day. That's right. $15 elephant ears. Hey, don't go against my. Don't be saying anything against my $15 elephant ears. I've actually never had one at Cedar Point, but I do love an elephant ear. I haven't had one in a long, long time. Because I try to be healthy, despite what my body says. I try to be healthy, but I hold weight real fast and real easy. So, all right, private restrictions none. It says it again. That's good. Let's hope it stays this time. We're gonna press public, and we can go watch it now, if we want to. Well, let's hope that stays. Still says no restrictions on it. It didn't change immediately or anything. And hopefully it won't. Alright, we got it. Alright, well, with that, I'm gonna get off. Hi, my family and I love your content. Hi, Tyler. Thank you very much. I think you might have gotten on right at the very end. Hi, Brian. Same thing with you. Hi, it's good to see you. Talking about eating healthy while I'm eating Taco Bell. You know what, though? I eat Taco Bell, too. So I, I have no ability to judge whatsoever. Do more of these. I am planning on doing more of these. And especially at the parks, I'll be giving more notice. So check out my community tab for notice. Today was no notice. It was just random. So just hang out. And if you guys want to, I think it's fun to hang out every once in a while. And you guys are my company while this kind of weird stuff happens. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching today. You have a great one, and I'll see you later. Let's go. Bye.